you check out. That's promo code STONE at checkout. You'll get yourself a discount, and you'll also help to keep the lights on here and help to fund the legal efforts to prevent people from suing the great Roger Stone and his lovely wife, Nydia, who are subject to such brutal attacks from people like Andrew Weissman, people who hate the country.
Massive human trafficking. It's a record 288 people arrested.
They're not reporting the real numbers.
The numbers are segmented and they are fictitious.
I started my career in 1997 in the United States Border Patrol. It was one of the most violent times in recent Border Patrol history. I made my bones and my reputation on that border. I believe what is happening on the border today is intentional.
We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them.
Our own government is facilitating the absolute destruction of the American immigration system, and I can prove it point by point. I'm unafraid to speak the truth. This is just data-driven and experience-driven.
Away from my apartment, the FBI goes into my apartment, and they're passing by very dangerous objects like the Holy Bible or the United States Constitution. And so they actually stumble across a collection of Legos that I had in my apartment. The Legos were there because I think I love Legos and they awaken the engineer in all of us. But also, I also like the idea of bringing Legos into the classroom so that, my students could kind of chill out a little bit, But what they pretended that they found was like the Holy Grail of January 6th, and it was none other than a Lego model kit of the United States Capitol that the Lego company manufactured and sold. So what they did was they take this box of Legos and try to claim that I planned all of January 6th with these Legos. How ridiculous is that? So they take it to court. The judge obviously notices how ridiculous this is and then asks the obvious question, how is any of this possible if the Legos are still in the box? So they literally tried to pin the whole thing on me. They called me the architect of the insurrection, and the Lego man was born. The internet never forgot. And I'm not really dropping the name because it was a shred of dark comedy that came out of this, kind of something to make you laugh. But it also goes to show how far the Biden DOJ was willing to go in order to sell a lie to the American public that our group was actually trying to overthrow the government on January 6th. It's totally bogus, but they were willing to make up such egregious lies that, someone like me was going to overthrow the United States government with a plastic children's story. That's how outrageous this got.
How do you feel after being released?
I feel good. I feel like I can fly, but, it's a bittersweet feeling. We still got people in that building. They got to come out, man. And so I can't sleep at night knowing that I'm free and other people are still suffering. The age of political prisoners should have ended last night. And because of this facility and many other facilities like it in America, it's still ongoing. So I call on everybody that's listening to call your congressman, call your local representatives, and make sure that the political prisoners finally get released, because enough's enough.
Daniel Ball is a Florida resident caught in the web of J6-related prosecutions. But his story, well, it's more than a charge. It's a case of federal overreach and brutal mistreatment. Daniel was charged after an FBI raid uncovered a .22 caliber firearm in his home, a gun that wasn't even his. It belonged to his brother, and Daniel did not even know it was there. But under federal firearm laws, he faces severe punishment. His legal team argues this is unjust, calling it circumstantial punishment under politically driven prosecutions. Daniel's nightmare did not end there. On May 17, 2023, while in federal custody, he suffered horrific abuse. Officer Benny and Officer Brown attacked him after a minor incident involving a prison shower. Officer Brown knocked Daniel down to the floor using a riot shield, causing his teeth to hit the ground and break. Officer Benny punched and slapped Daniel repeatedly about 30 to 35 times while making racial and political insults about Daniel's support for President Trump.
Welcome to Truth with J.J. Carrell. Why did I play two clips? One, awesome Ann Vandersteel, and the other one, the Lego Man, for two reasons. One, I don't want anybody to forget about January 6th. There's still people sitting there from the fruits of a poisonous tree. It was a setup. You had, per Congressman Clay Higgins, you had at least 200 undercover officers in that crowd, incited a riot, incited with Antifa agitators, but the federal government entrapped U.S. citizens. And the second reason is I wanted you, and I hope you heard Lego Man when he said, the Biden administration went so far as to create this insane narrative in order to push this lie of January 6th. So I want you to, a lot of times we get in this position where we think, well, the government did it, and we never break it down to the small, who's doing it? Who did it? So I need you to understand this is how it works. Within the U.S. Attorney's Office, the FBI, there's a conference room. I've been in many of these. Big wooden table with the glass top, right? We've all seen it, about 15 chairs around it. There's whiteboards, there's TVs, there's a podium, it's a big room. And inside that room are attorneys crafting the narrative about these January 6ers. They had to. These are college educated, highly educated, some from Ivy League school, had to go to law school, so they've been in school at least 8 years to get a law degree. Had to move up the ranks to be able to work in the White House or the FBI or the DOJ to be in the position of that authority to make these decisions. And they had to make conscious decisions to lie. They had to make conscious decisions to manipulate evidence, create a narrative that did not exist. And I want you to know that this has been done intentionally, purposely. They strategically planned this. Let me ask you maybe a bigger question. If I put you in that position and I've made a magic wand and you were an attorney, could you, in your moral standing, concoct a narrative that puts not one, but over 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people in jail on a lie? Could you do that? I couldn't. How do I know I couldn't? Because I lived in that world and I never succumbed to it. I didn't take bribes. I didn't take kickbacks. I didn't lie on my reports. I didn't fabricate stuff. Whatever it was. I made an arrest. If it fell in within the category of the parameters to be prosecuted, great. If it didn't, move on. There's a million other people I got to arrest. Let's just keep going. But our government is so corrupt to the core. And I say this all the time on this show. It has been what now? 2 weeks, 2 days? Feels like 20 years since Trump's been elected because he's done so much. But in that short amount of time, you still have tens of thousands of career bureaucrats that have dug in deep into the administrative state, and they're still there. They're still trying to harm America. This war has just begun. We're not at the end. We're not even close to the end. Reagan, can you pull up this post on X? And I saw this and I was like, yep, this says it all. I'm going to read it from my phone. Okay, that's why I'm looking down. And on this post is a picture of two very, very disgusting people. Nancy Pelosi, who's like 180 years old, but she's worth $150 million a year on a $175,000 a year salary. You go ahead and try to math that out for me. And then Liz Cheney, the architect of January 6th. And in this, it says Nancy Pelosi rejected 10,000 National Guard troops President Trump had ready on January 6th. Liz Cheney destroyed evidence of President Trump ordering 10,000 National Guard troops. Liz Cheney also, per Donald Trump, destroyed all the evidence that the January 6th committee had. Why would you do that? Why would you? Let's bring it all the way down to base. I'm a Border Patrol agent. I just took down a huge narcotics smuggling ring operation in Santa Barbara. 8,000 pounds of narcotics. I arrested 25 people, 3 boat captains, 2 or 3 U-Haul trailer guys that were picking up the dope, and a bunch of other stuff. Why would I destroy the evidence if I know that these people are guilty? I need that evidence to prove in a court of law that what I did was righteous and justified and under the Constitution and within the color of my authority. I want to present that to the U.S. attorney that can present that to a judge and can present that to a jury to convict the very people that I risked my life and arrested. Why would I take 8,000 pounds of narcotics, all of my videotape of the event going down, all my sworn statements from all the agents and officers involved, and then the sworn statements of the witnesses that turned and began to rat each other out. And instead of presenting that to the court, I burnt it all behind the station in the dumpster. I poured everything into the giant dumpster, put gasoline in it, lit on fire, and I burnt it all. Why would I do that? Well, the answer is I wouldn't do that. What if the same scenario and I planted that narcotics? I found 2 or 3 families having bonfires and I said they were smuggling and I arrested them all. I didn't have any sworn statements. I made them up. Nobody ratted on each other, but I put that all in my statements that this subject said this and this happened, and then nothing happened. I cut and spliced old evidence footage to show a crime being committed that day, and it was lies. Well, then I would burn that all. Once I start feeling the heat, the walls closing on me, I would burn it all. If I was a criminal, I'd burn all the evidence. So you can never get to me. You can make allegations all you want. Where's your evidence? Well, you destroyed the evidence. Well, I don't know if I destroyed the evidence. I don't even know what it was. They're just blank sheets of paper. Do you see how corrupt our nation is, our government is? I love what Trump's doing, but at the same time, it is maddening because of what we discover. And I'm all about justice. I want justice. I demand it. Go to our sponsors, please. If you're going to look for precious metals, you're going to look for sat phones, you're going to look for all natural immune capsules, mushrooms, well-being. Go to Pet Club. Go to My Pillow. Please go to our sponsors. If you're going to go get those products, please go to those sponsors because that's what drives us at Worldview Tube. WorldviewTube.com is growing exponentially. Brandon House has a solid foundation. He is growing it. Go to sat123.com/JJ, sat123.com/JJ. Sat phones, devices called a bivy that attaches to your cell phone that becomes a sat phone, ballistic vest, generators with solar panels attached. My gosh, I can go on and on and on. Go to it. Everything that you think as you're sitting there as an American, you're thinking, well, what if this happens? And what if that happens? And what if the Democrats get back in office? Or what if they assassinate Trump? What if the million terrorists are activated? What if the 100,000 PLA soldiers are activated in America? What would I need? Everything you need is there at sat123.com. It is. Just go there. Incredible organization, incredible company, has endless videos of how to use their products. And then as we're watching the dollar and the stock market go up and down and tariffs here and tariffs there, and I'm all for it. I'm all for what Donald Trump is doing because I know at the end it's going to make America great. It's going to make us financially independent as a nation and as a society as well. But we are going through turbulent times, and they're going to be turbulent times, I would say, for at least 2 years. So you need to diversify. You need to go to Swiss America Precious Metals, call Wes Peters, and just ask him for information, and he'll send it to you. He'll send you the brochures and the paperwork, and then you call Wes back when you're ready. Not when Wes wants to sell you something, but when you're asking Wes for a product, and then he will return your phone call and you will work it out. That's how he is. He's a laid-back guy. This is Libs of TikTok Wednesday. I'm not there yet, but I'm looking at the clock. I see it. I'm not going to rush myself for Libs of TikTok on Wednesday because I have some crazy videos to show you, but I also have a love connection that I must work. I know Reagan is running the behind the scenes today in the studio. I think he's going to be very happy with what I have to show him. I think he's going to. I kind of went away from the bearded people. Not completely, but I have someone with no facial hair this week, and I think this will be exciting for you, Reagan. What else is Donald Trump doing? Well, I'll tell you what he's doing. That's shocking the world, shocking the nation. He is Linda McMahon, has been in charge of the Department of Education, and Donald Trump wants her to take it apart brick by brick. And he's doing it. Listen to Donald Trump right here.
And on the education department, why nominate Linda McMahon to be the education department secretary if you're going to get rid of the education department?
Because I told Linda, I hope you do a great job and put yourself out of a job. I want her to put herself out of a job. Education department. So we're ranked number 40 out of 40 schools, right? We're ranked number 1 in cost per pupil. So we spend more per pupil than any other country in the world. And we're ranked at the bottom of the list. We're ranked very badly. And what I want to do is let the states run schools. I believe strongly in school choice. But in addition to that, I want the states to run schools. And I want Linda to put herself out of a job.
So do you think that's something you can do with an executive order, or are you going to ask Congress to do it?
I would like to be able to. Look, if I could give the schools back to Iowa and Idaho and Indiana and all these places that run properly, there's many of them. I think
schools should be at the state level. One of the worst things that President Carter did, and he did a lot of stupid things. He was a horrible president. Not the worst. That goes to Joe Biden. But he created the Department of Education. And one of the people that is the poster child for this ugly, ugly organization is the NEA president, the National Education Association president, Weingarten, I think her name is. I could be wrong. I maybe check on that, Reagan. I just, for whatever reason, I think that it is Weingarten. Sorry. She is a very, very ugly person. But I want you to listen to her Sunday show, that interview she did, and tell me if you hear her saying the same things Donald Trump is saying. This is a woman knowing that her job is over. Her reign of terror is over, and she's trying to save face. Incredible a minute and a half to listen to.
Where's the money going? Who's taking it? Are they trying to take that money that kids get for tax cuts for billionaires? What's going on? That's why we have to see what they're doing. It is illegal to take that money out of children's mouths and give it to billionaires.
Now, are there areas you think that could be improved or streamlined?
Oh, my God. My members, remember, Al Shanker actually didn't want a Department of Education. He wanted it to stay, one of my predecessors, he wanted to stay within Health and Human Services, HEW, because he thought it was more important to have the whole child focused on. So, of course, there are ways to fix the bureaucracy. Of course, there are ways to make things better. I mean, Elizabeth Warren just found millions of dollars of savings that could happen if people work together. But my point is this, and you just said it, States and localities run education. They basically, that's where 90% of the funding for education goes. They already run it. They should run it. The federal government should not run it. But if we want to try and make things better, like having different kinds of pathways for kids in terms of career and tech ed, the states and localities have not done this. I was a teacher, an AP history teacher in a career tech ed school in the 90s. We have to change. We have to make these pathways available. So if someone who, like Linda McMahon and I, happen to agree on something like this, you need federal policy to be able to push this. Let's outcompete the world. We need education to do that. We need to have a Department of Education to do that and lean into that.
Well, Randi Weingarten, thank you so much for coming in, making the case, and helping to educate.
Randi, the androgynous Randi. Said a lot there. State and local should control all of the education. I agree with you there, sweetheart. I agree with tech ed. Yeah, I do. Elizabeth Warren found money to save. You know who she sounded like, though? She sounded like Kamala Harris. Like she's on the outside of the Department of Education. She has no say in it. Like, we should have more tech ed, and we should save money, and we should put the money down to the state and local, and we should do this, and we should do that. Hold on, sweetheart. You're in charge of the NEA. You have the most power of anybody, probably anybody even in charge of the Department of Education. You could have made sweeping changes, but you didn't. Why? Why? Why do you protect pedophile teachers? Why are they never be able to be fired? Why do they stay in administrative states for years? Because you're your union. You're a disgusting human being. I love it when people, I never forget this. I had in the Border Patrol, I had a supervisor above me when I was a supervisor. And there was something crazy happening, like there's always something crazy, and it was inefficient or something. And this guy tells me, well, you know, someone should really do something about that. What? That somebody's you. You're that somebody. You're the guy supposed to be making these decisions, not me, not some fairy tale unicorn that's flying in space right now. No, that's your job, you idiot. Why are you not making this decision? Same thing with her and Kamala. Well, you know, there's so many things that, of course, we should be doing a lot of things differently. Really? You're still in it. You're still the NEA president. Kamala, you were the vice president all the way up until you had to say in front of everybody that you lost and Donald Trump's the president. These people are grotesque. Let me show you another person that is in charge of your child's education. If you do not take your kid out of public education, you have to. You just have to. And Trump's going to make it easier through homeschooling, vouchers, all kinds. He's going to just destroy it. And then you can make a decision. If you live in a crappy area, then you need to move. You just have to move. Your kid goes to school with, you know, his classroom or her classroom has 30 students and you're the only English speaker, maybe you need to move. Maybe you need to get out of that school district. Don't become part of the failing system. But watch this idiot. She's in charge of your education for your kids. You feel better?
Depending on us to win all the things. NEA, we have to win all the things. All the things. All the things. Our colleagues are depending on us to win all the things. Keep going, NEA. To preserve our democracy, we must win all the things. Delegates, we won't go back. We will keep going forward because we are the NEA. We are the NEA. We are the NEA.
You can say whatever you want a million times over. You're still a buffoon. You're still uneducated. You're still grotesquely ignorant. All the things. What the hell does all the things mean? What all the things? All the transgender stuff? All the multiple sexes and genders and the mutilation of our children's bodies, and my son or a student can't get an aspirin, but they can have their genitals ripped off? That's all the things? Being 40 out of 40 internationally? Having hardly any proficiency in reading, math, and arithmetic, science, social studies? Those things? All the things, because you are NEA. Well, guess what? You're going to be powerful within your own little sphere of nothingness because it's all going to disappear. Your national organization will not have any ability in the state of South Dakota or Kansas. Maybe California with those nut jobs, maybe New York, but not in Florida. And guess what's going to happen? Tens of thousands of teachers are going to stop paying dues because you're worthless. You do nothing. You have no control over my life in red states. So why would I pay you $50, $100, $200 a month? Why? Bye. You're dead. You're dead man walking. You just don't know it. You're so narcissistic, so consumed in your own little world of insanity. And I want you to understand this very clearly. I have family that's in education. I have a lot of people in education. I spent 2 years in education outside the Border Patrol. What a boondoggle that is. Absolute boondoggle, but it's even worse than a boondoggle. It is a cult. Education is a cult. Do you know why? I'm going to give you a little insight of why nothing ever gets better in education. Let's say you're Google. And before Google became great, right? Let's say Google stock was at $20 a share. It was at like almost 200, I think, at the end of 2024, $200 a share. But let's say that Google kept hanging around $20, $25, go back to 18, maybe 27, then it goes back to 11, then it goes up to 20. Do you keep hiring the same CEOs, the COOs, the people that should do marketing and growth when you're stagnant? You're not even stagnant, you're failing. You're failing miserably. Or do you go outside of your corporation and get the best of the best? Because you need a leader. It doesn't matter if that leader knows about Google, the search engine, AI. They just know how to lead people. Here's my mission. This is what I want to accomplish. I'm going to move people to this direction. Do you know you can't do that in education? Do you know you can't do it? And the reason why you can't do it is because it's incestuous. You cannot rise up and be a principal if you've never taught. Well, why? I'm running a school. I'm running a high school. It's like a corporation. I have 150 employees. I have a $2-3 million budget. I have $20-30 million worth of property and buildings. Why can't I, as a businessman, become the principal? Why? No, you have to rise up through the ranks. No, the ranks are failing. The rank is failing. So you're going to promote someone that is part of a failed system? Hey, you want to be a superintendent? No, you have to check these boxes and you have to go through this. Why? Why do I have to go through the failed system and go from a teacher to administration to upper administration and then upper administration? We've all failed. That whole ladder is a failure, complete and utter failure on every measurable. It's not my feelings. It's not what I think. This is just the measurables. Failure. And now I'm going to make you superintendent. And then here's the kicker. I'm going to take a board of education made up of people that are not in the day-to-day, that are going to make profound decisions on day-to-day functions and have no idea. And they're going to tell the CEO, who is the superintendent, on what to do. And the superintendent's saying, no, that's not going to work. The funding isn't blah, blah, blah. No, you're going to do it. And it fails. It is a micro community with a socialist community inside capitalist nation. It'll never, ever succeed the way it is. It just won't. And it is a cult. They all think alike. All of them. My 2 years, I met some wonderful people. I really don't think it's the people so much. It's the system. But there are some people that like, wow, I wouldn't let you walk my dog, more or less teach my kid. And knowing you're not going to teach my kid math, you're going to teach him all the other things in the world that you believe in except math. You're going to tell him about your sexuality. You're going to tell them about your partners that you have and your weekend, what you did. Why are you having adult conversations with a minor? There's so much wrong with education. Trump's got to burn it to the ground. Burn it to the ground. My new sponsor that I'd like you to go to their virtual store is Patriots Made. Patriots with an S, made.com/JJ. Why? This goes right in line with what I believe, and I'm only going to promote things that I believe in. I believe that I am at my wit's end of sending my hard-earned money to corporations that create products that are harmful to me where they should not be, where they're putting plastics in my food, plastics in my waters, minerals in my lotions, and that hate my Christian values. And I'm giving them money so their company can grow and their company can be more profitable and their company could take more excess profits, which I'm not opposed to at all, but taking those profits and putting them in to organizations that hate America and hate me. Black Lives Matter, Planned Parenthood. And I can just go down the list. So why am I continually supporting people that are trying to socially hurt me, economically hurt me, physically hurt me? Why would I do that? The answer is I shouldn't. So this has been presented to me, and I went through like a in-depth learning about the product, and I was like, yep, that's aligns with me. patriotsmade.com/JJ. Go shop and frequent and spend your money, the same money you're going to go spend at Costco, the same money you're going to go spend at Ralph's or Vaughn's or wherever you go shopping, Albertsons. You go to this place, patriotsmade.com, and it's all American, made in America, all green that the liberals like. No insane products, ingredients added to your products. I love it. It gets to my house that fast, and I'm buying the same things at a lower price, and it's going to Americans. Another right under the Patriots Made is Freedom Steaks with an S now.com. freedomsteaks.com. freedomsteaksnow.com/JJ. No hormones, no mRNA. I mean, they're putting mRNA, etc. in the meats. What? And they're shooting with steroids and antibiotics and hormones. And what am I eating? Honestly, that's a big, what am I eating? Go to patriotsmade.com. All right. Something huge that's going around that they're talking about, and it's gigantic. And I don't think people really understand how big this is. And it's all about U.S. aid. You're hearing it all the time. The Democrats are protesting against it. Everyone's upset. What is U.S. aid? It sounds good, like the Federal Reserve. U.S. aid, well, we're helping people. No, you're not. U.S. aid stands for United States Agency for International Development. International development. None of that money at USAID goes to America. So why are all the Democrats fighting it tooth and nail, saying I'm going to die on this hill for USAID? America's democracy depends on it. What? I'm gonna pull up. I want to see if I have this right. Just give me a second. I'm going off my notes here. No. I will look for it. When you begin to understand what money, and I'm not talking small amount, USAID has a $50 billion budget, and they're saying that USAID is the CIA, an extension of the CIA. We are destroying the rest of the countries on the globe. We're destroying their elections. We're overturning their governments. We're exploiting. We're paying protesters to protest in foreign countries. Can you imagine if we discovered that 10,000 people protested in New York City yesterday about whatever it was? Who knows if they were there? They were funded by Russians or Chinese government. We would be irate. But look what we've done. Can you play that first video that I have on the USAID? Because I want everyone to understand and listen to Chuck Schumer. I want you to see this video. Chuck Schumer is a lying, disgusting person, and I want you to see who he's holding hands with, and then the other moron next to him. I don't know. Do you have that, Reagan?
We will win. 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 We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest.
What do you even do with that? The guy's got hair plugs. He's hunched over. He's 90 years old. The lady next to him is Maxine Waters. She's penciled in her eyebrows. She's wearing a wig. She doesn't even know what she's talking about. She's a grotesque racist. She makes $175,000 a year and lives in a Bel Air mansion at $4.7 million, I think the last I saw. Do you know that she doesn't represent Bel Air? Well, how's she the congressperson if she's not living in her district? Can you play that back and just stop it? Because I want to show this guy named Al Green. Al Green, I want you to see. Just try to take, if you can just play it back, Reagan, just stop it anywhere in there. Right there. Perfect. Okay. Right to Chuck Schumer's right, our left. There is a grotesque Californian. Yes, thank you. Grotesque, absolutely grotesque person. Physically, mentally, spiritually grotesque racist from California, Maxine Waters. The guy to her right, our left, is Al Green. He's from, I think, New Mexico. Is it New Mexico or Arizona? I apologize. One of those two. He's a border state guy. Full on racist. Full on. He's putting articles of impeachment. He's going to impeach Trump for being in office for 2 weeks and 2 days. He went to the House floor with his pimp cane. Look at his cane. Can you pull that back up, Reagan? I just want them to see that cane. Can you see? He was on the House floor banging that. He just missed in a top hat with a little feather in it and a long purple jacket. He's a pimp. Look at what I have. I got an old man that's about 900 years old that is grotesquely disgusting. His wife looks like a dude, like a serious dude. We have a racist, and then we have Al Green with his pimp cane. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. And you know what they're arguing about? They're arguing and chanting, what is it? We will win. We will win. What will you win? USAID? You're fighting of USAID? We spending $50 billion a year in foreign countries destroying it. Oh, look, yeah, Reagan's awesome. He pulled up a thing of Al Green. Can you play that just so we can see everybody with his pimp cane? His pimp hand is strong. The pimp,
and
Al
still
Green.
I rise, Mr. Speaker. And I rise today, Mr. Speaker, with a to whom it may concern message. To whom it may concern, ethnic cleansing in Gaza is not a joke. especially when it emanates from the President of the United States, the most powerful person in the world, when he has the ability to perfect what he says. Ethnic cleansing in Gaza is no joke, and the Prime Minister of Israel should be ashamed, knowing the history of his people, to stand there and allow such things to be said. Ethnic cleansing has been a crime against humanity. And I stand here today in the well to denounce what was said, to denounce what the president said, to denounce the complicity of the Prime Minister of Israel, and to remind people that Dr. King was right. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice.
Got a pimp hand. He's up in the house on the floor with his pimp cane with the gold handle. That's if his harem gets out of line, he can smack them. Get in line, baby. Sell your wares. You can't make this up. You can't. You just can't. They're a clown show. Their circus has come to town. Before I go to my favorite, this is my favorite part of the week. I love it. I mean, it's disturbing. I'm going to just tell you straight up that I think I need to go ask Brandon House I need to get hazard pay for Wednesdays. He needs to pay me a percentage of the nothing that I get, but let's just make it up. But I need an increase in salary on Wednesdays because I have to go into the belly of the beast. I got to go into mental insanity and pull these videos out to show you that we do not live in the same world. We do not. And I'm torn. I'm in this crazy Libs of TikTok world. At the same time, I'm like, dang it, man, I love this stuff. Then I start thinking, hey, are you okay? Are you the abnormal guy? And they're the normal? That's the dirty dastard, as Al Green said, the dastardly thing that they're doing. Sometimes I'll get done watching because I have to go through God, there's hundreds of thousands of them, and I have to pick what I like. And I start to think, maybe I'm the guy maybe I'm the odd man out. Maybe I'm the weird guy, and all these people are normal. Then I shake myself and go, no, come on, JJ, get real. These people are mental patients. Before I show you that, please go to givesendgo.com/JJ Carrell. That is to do contributions to our show so that I can continue to do this. I can continue to add long-form content to the vault, flying people in to the interview studio in Worldview 2 studios, pay per diem, etc. Cost, like I tell my son, it's going to cost you one way or the other, son. Time, talent, treasure, a combination thereof, or maybe all three, man. I don't know. Sometimes everything, you got to go all in. givesendgo.com/JJ Carrell. Be a part of this growth. Worldview Tube is not going to stay at this level. It's going in it. And I say that because I'm seeing the growth daily. It's just growing exponentially, and it's going to continue to grow. Be a part of a winning team that speaks the truth. Libs of TikTok. I was going to wait to the end of the show, but I don't want to be rushed. This is like fine wine. You just can't gulp it down like you just got a beer and sitting on your porch. Or for me, you get a green Monster on a hot day and just guzzle that thing down. Now, this is fine wine. You can't rush that. You got to sip it. You got to swirl it around. But I want to start off. with a bang on Libs of TikTok. And this person, well, he's a pedophile. But that's beside the point. Those are minor attracted people. It's not a mental illness. It's not sexually perverse. It's just what they like. And I think we need to stop being so bigoted. Okay? And his name is Dustin Cricon. and he's a sex-positive psychologist and expert in kink, queer, and trans counseling. Woo! Show this one, Reagan. This guy, he's awesome. That's him, but not really. You can stop it there, Reagan. Oh, I still think I had 30 more seconds to go, and I told Reagan, stop. I can't take it. Stop. Please tell me I'm not the odd man out in this weird world. Please tell me that's not normal. Oh, can I see that clip? I see you on the other side, Logan. Can you just put that still up there again? Of him in his garb. I don't want that to go too far away. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Yep. That's what when I'm having some kind of psychological issue, emotional trauma in my life, I want to go to that guy. I want to sit down in that leather crinkly chair and tell this man my inner thoughts and feelings. God. This is the left. This is Chuck Schumer, the pimp Al Green, and the disgusting racist Maxine Waters. This is their side. Here's another Libs of TikTok. Let's kill Donald Trump. Perfect Libs of TikTok segue from a maniac to another maniac.
For the love of God, somebody, please, anybody, just do it. For humanity, just do it. We support you. Just do it. For the love of God, somebody, please, anybody, just do it. For humanity, just do it. We support you. Just do it. For the love of God, somebody, please, anybody, just do it.
Do it. Kill Trump. And did you see, I let it run the whole way because I wanted you to see one comment after another, a comment after another. Do it. I agree. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. And if you think for a second that this is just some small, fringe, cultish group of nut jobs, you're crazy. We're talking about a significant percentage of our population thinks like this. Listen to what they're telling. We're going to war. We're going to fight those people in the streets. You need to be prepared. You need to be ready, America. And I'm going to show you the next video, and I want you to think of this person who is absolutely mentally unhinged, beyond unhinged. There are millions, not hundreds, not thousands, not hundreds. There's millions of these mental cases in America that are watching TikTok nonstop, which is watching X and reading and in these communities where they want to kill Trump. Play this. This is Libs of TikTok, but this is representative of our culture today.
Everything's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's okay.
Now, everything's not going to be okay. No. You are living in a world of hell. I can't even imagine what the moment you wake up, not even your nightmares and dreams, just waking up in that mind of yours. You're telling me those people can't be just tweaked just a little tiny bit and they're ready to kill. I can't imagine being a Secret Service agent right now. My father was a Secret Service agent. I can't imagine. Could you imagine going on duty and you're in the presidential detail? It must be, you must be exhausted at the end of the day, just from the mental aspect of constantly looking. Is that guy, what, okay, who's over there? Okay, what's going on? Oh my God, I got to keep on this, but I got 5 other people that got purple hair and nose rings and they're screaming. I mean, you have to be exhausted. We are living in very, very dark times. But don't you fret. It's Wednesday and it's Libs at TikTok and Reagan. Reagan, who else is in that in the production studio with you that's single today? It's just you today? Oh, Reagan gets to choose with no pressure today. I have 3 people to show you. I apologize. One does have facial hair. Okay, I think I think he's going to choose somebody. I think there's a love connection. Reagan, I don't think likes facial hair on women. Or maybe men. I'm not trying to pigeonhole you, Reagan, and I don't want you to be a bigot. I want you to have open mind. When you go to Libs at TikTok, you have to have open mind. Let's start with this beauty. This one maybe just set the curve, maybe.
I can't pee in 4% of America right now. So
you can't pee in 4% of America.
In 4% of America, it is illegal for me to use the men's restroom in government buildings.
So because of the biology bill that they just passed?
Yes, because I am biologically female, I cannot use the men's restroom in Florida or Utah.
What would you say to people who would say, well, just use the family restroom or a gender-neutral restroom if it's available? Like, what would your thoughts on that be?
What am I supposed to do if there isn't a gender-neutral restroom available? Am I supposed to just hold it? Or am I supposed to just wet my pants? Literally, there's no point to it other than to keep trans people out of the spaces they belong in, because, you know, they use the excuse of like, oh, how are you going to know if it's someone claiming to be a woman just to get into the women's restroom? And it's like, those people are going to be doing things in the restroom that are going to set off red flags. You don't need an additional law on top of that to keep trans women out.
I don't know what the turnoff is for you, Reagan. Is it the facial hair? Is it the inability to know what sex that person actually is biologically? Or is it the fact that she or he is completely consumed with being able to pee in public restrooms? There's a lot going on there. But you hang on. I found something, and I mean that literally, something with no facial hair. And I think this might, I don't know. I just think it might go well with you. I'm hopeful. Go ahead and show this thing.
Republicans should watch out going after cat people because, honey, we claw back.
Okay, Reagan, play that again, please. I really think we have to show this again because it's
Republicans should watch out going after cat people because, honey, we claw back.
I swear to you, man. Please, dear God, let me be the normal one. Please don't make me have to go into that world and try to fit in. Please. Now this is a lesbian man. I know that makes no sense. I know it's absolutely makes no sense. But this is a lesbian man. And if you, Reagan, are really, really not a bigot and not a homophobe and all those nasty things that I know that we are, and we just have to suppress it, please give this man, lesbian, just hear him out. Just hear him out.
You can be both. I'm both, actually. I am a trans woman and I have a cisgender girlfriend. We are in a lesbian relationship and we absolutely love each other. She says she supports me 100% and we're going to get married soon.
I'm not laughing at them. They're just so. Reagan, I know I didn't. I think at the time I thought I was doing you a favor. It's tough. It's tough because they're all so close, right? Like I know you're sitting there in the production booth and you're thinking, which one do I go? You got 2 facial hairs, and you got a clean one. Well, okay, Reagan's talking to me right now. What is the love connection? I'm going to pay for a date. Is it going to be the cat lady? She has no facial hair. Reagan just says that he can't make the decision and he would like to go out with all 3 at one time. And I think that'd be great. Maybe those other 3 people or the other 2 could help the lady pee in the proper restroom. We live in an insane world. Insane. Absolutely insane. Let me tell you what I know is insane. And I'm going to have running out of time, 3 minutes, but I'm going to push this because I want to talk about it. Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar is telling a group of Somalis in the Somali language how to circumvent ICE. Can you play this for us, please?
xildhibaanad Ilhan Omar oo dhowaan la hadashay saxaafadda ayaa tala bixin siisay dadka sharciga aan haysan ee ku nool dalkan.
waxaan ula talinayaa dadka Soomaalida ah haddii ay maxaa la dhahaa ii sheeg ICE ay isku dayaan inay ku su'aalaan ma ku qasban tihid inaad su'aalahooda aad ka jawaabtid waxaad dhihi kartaa lawyer aan ii advice garay inaanan ku jawaabin qasab ma aha magacaaga iyo sharciga ku joogtid iyo waxaas oo dhan iisaa ku imaataybo inaad kala hadashid marka baro sharciyada iskuna diyaari in aad maxaa la dhahaa ii sheeg aadan dadkaaniiti aadan u sheegin information aadan rabin inay ogaadaan.
What she's saying is everything that's wrong. You can't tell ICE that, look, I did this. So I go and I meet someone on the street. Somalis are in San Diego all the time. Hey, dude, come here. No, I'm not talking to you. Okay, give me your ID. Nope, no. Okay. And I start piecing together. All right, you're under arrest. I have that authority as immigration authority. I believe you're here illegally and take you to the station. I don't need you to do anything. I don't need you to do anything. I'll take care of it all. These people are liars. She's an illegal alien. How do I know that? Play this clip, if you will, titled Deportable Offense on Fox News. If you play this for me real quick.
Was first made a few years ago, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar tried to knock it down by calling it absurd. Then when the media turned up a wedding certificate, Omar went silent, refusing to make any comments at all, saying she does not talk about her family or personal life. Well, now others are talking, like Abda Hakim Osman, a prominent member of the Minneapolis Somali community, who is now on the record telling the Daily Mail that in 2009, Ilhan Omar married her biological brother, Ahmed Saeed Almi, so that he could legally remain in the U.S. and attend college. At the time, Omar was married to Ahmed Hersey, but it was a religious marriage, meaning there was no Minnesota state record stating that she and Hersey were husband and wife, and so marrying her brother would allow her sibling to get his legal immigration documents. But Mr. Osman isn't just saying that Omar married her biological brother. He also gave the Daily Mail the name of the Christian minister who married them. That minister reportedly says she does not want to be involved or interviewed about Congresswoman Omar.
This is several years ago, but it's still today. Nothing's been changed. She married her brother. She committed immigration fraud. She should be arrested and deported. I don't have time to show you another video of Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is the only person in Congress that I believe that has a pair of brass balls. And she just said it clearly. Deport her. Arrest her and deport her. We have the enemy of the people in our government. We have illegal aliens in our government, running our government at the highest levels. We are at war, America. Prepare. Be prepared, because it is going to be a rough and violent 4 years because of them, the mental patients that have run our country for 4 years.